All right, what's up, my people? And because this is a live stream, I feel inclined to wait an extra 3 seconds before I get started. I don't know why. So here's to hoping that if you come in late or whatever, which you probably wouldn't be able to hear this, that you go back, whatever. But to my people hearing it in real time, hello. Not real time, but after I'm done streaming, hello. I want to talk about something that I've been obsessing over for a little while, and I just think it's time to talk about it. One thing that I don't really like to do is I don't like to do a pregame show of sorts. Don't you know, like when you before the games come on, NFL game, whatever, and then you got the cast talking, who's going to win? I think it's going to be the Bears. No, I think it's going to be the Packers. Uh, well, how about we just wait and see? You know what I'm saying? So naturally, I would want to do this. I would just want to take the wait and see approach, but because there's a lot of uncertainty in this world, I respect the value and can definitely greatly appreciate the value of having something to look forward to without raising expectations. You know what I'm saying? Without having too high of an expectation. Only reason why I'm talking about this is not because I live in some dreamland where optimism is all that is needed, but it's because I feel confident enough based on what I've exposed myself to. I'll even, let you know of some channels that can further the conversation for you because that's a rabbit hole of sorts. If you want to take a little break from obsessing over the human trafficking, this is a great break. It's a sign of what's to come. Very important stuff, man. Just how in life and pretty much over the course of our lives, we've been bombarded with just a bunch of obstacles, a bunch of things that are working against us. And anybody with a mind, just sat down and they thought to themselves, like, God damn, does life really have to be this hard? And then you convince yourself that life is hard. You suck it up because you're resilient. You convince yourself that, yeah, I mean, life is supposed to be hard. Life is about struggle. And yeah, I do agree. I do agree with that. But one thing you got to understand is that they made quite a bit of a hunger game out of our lives, and although life does come with struggle, it wasn't supposed to be as hard as it is, and so it's quite a miracle, even though you know what a miracle is because you knew the chances of you being alive. But it's quite a miracle for you to just keep waking up every day knowing that everything's been thrown at you from multiple angles to ensure that you don't make it. You know, Sub Jaguar. And I also want to speak to mention some of these channels starting off. Charlie Freak, spelled Freek. He actually has this great documentary that he put together. It was talking about the takedown of the cabal. Um, let's see, Pimpy. I fell asleep listening to him, so I need to go back and listen to that. But it's Pimpy, and the other one is what's her name? I think it's like Santa Surfer or something like that. It has like 145,000 subscribers. This is very important stuff. There's a reason why I have to lay out this foundation. By the way, let me know if you notice the 17 flags on each side at the White House. 17, 17, Q. It's speaking to us. And as time goes on, it'll be speaking to us more and more. All right. Yeah, where we go one, we go all. Man, I had a dream about this last night. It's very it's surreal. And so I want to expose myself to this as much as possible because it's a sign of what's to come. All right. So let me just speak on some of the things that just that speak to the glimpse into the future. Okay. Okay. So first of all, coin shortage. Where all the coins go? They just left. They quit. Just a coin shortage all of a sudden. When you go to the ATM, they say, "Oh no, you can't withdraw money, but you can deposit it." And look, whatever dollar you put into that particular bank where you can't withdraw anymore, that's the last time a human gonna see it. That's the last time somebody gonna be able to spend it. That's what I can say right now. There ain't no coin shortage. Is that they melted it down for whatever bit of value is left in that thing, man. Look, all right. So because we are going to a new currency. NESARA, GESARA, national, global. All right. That's what's happening. It's not because, oh, they're gonna put a chip in us and that's how we pay. That's a, you know, the dichotomy. I got to speak to the dichotomy because I can understand how it looks like we are inches away from being in uh, Nazi Germany camp. But what's it called? Intermittent camp or intermittent camp or of sorts. I'm sorry when I'm speaking on the fly. Sometimes I get it wrong, but you know what I mean. It would seem like that. It would seem like we're a couple steps away from them taking all our weapons and things like that. And for all intents and purposes, that may be the case. But I have many reasons to believe that that's simply not the case. Although it looks like that. Although it looks like who do we turn to at this time? Well, first of all, look within. Yeah, yeah, FEMA camps too, and all that. And you have I'll go on a limb and say that you have nothing to worry about as far as that FEMA has been overtaken. Okay, the head of the snake has been changed, so to speak. And if you're a freedom fighter, you're a part of this new snake. You're a part of the snake that's going to take out these tired ass snakes. And so let me just read something to you about NESARA GESARA. Okay, so NESARA. And GESARA is the same thing as just with global. Okay, like I said, National Economic Security and Reformation Act. A law was passed in the United States in March 2000 and signed into law in October of 2000. This law is called NESARA, National Economic Security and Reformation, whatever. All politicians and media members under a gag order to not speak of its publicity, of it publicly until it is officially announced. The new law will first be enacted in the United States and eventually will be rolled out across the world. And then it goes on to say what the law provides. And I will say that I will speak on that. But first, okay, so a couple of things. Um, I believe at the time it was Bill Clinton who signed off on this under duress. What I'm hearing, and actually want to spend more time researching this, but it was under duress that it was the military who kind of forced him to sign it. Okay, so I don't think Bill Clinton is one of the good guys just because he got head in the White House. All right, we all got head somewhere, but we probably shouldn't have gotten head. All right, and this was supposed to go into effect, and I've heard this from multiple sources. It was supposed to go into effect September 11th, 2001. And you know what happened that day. Everybody knows what happened that day. I saw it. My teacher terrorized me well, she terrorized the class. I was kind of laughing, which is fucked up, but I was like 10 or 9. I don't know. She terrorized us by making us watch it, but it was supposed to go into effect that day. And the reason why I made this video today is because I have great reason to believe that September 11th this year will be a very, very historical day. Now, if you listen to these briefings, you understand that Trump speaks in code. He does it with his tweets also. That's why he always tweets things like law and order. And by the way, you might want to look that up on a gematria calculator. In fact, I want to do that right now. I'm just starting to get kind of familiar with what this is, and I'll be honest with you. I don't really know the purpose of the symbolism and the numerology of it all, but I'm looking at it anyway. Okay, see, law and order. You can also type in law and forget the and put order, because when he writes law and order, he doesn't use the actual and. All right, so I'll put that away for later. Maybe I'll forget it, maybe I won't. But I just want to speak on some of the important things first. Yeah, Labor Day. Yeah, I was asking my mom yesterday. I was like, "Did Labor Day pass or something?" I'm confused because I was just thinking to myself like, "Damn, I couldn't even go to the pool this year, man." I mean, I guess yeah, I had ways of doing it, but not the way I'm accustomed to. All right, outside, there's a amusement park type setting. Man, I used to go every day last year. But okay, so back to the NESARA. All right, this is very important stuff, and seem like I can't get enough of this conversation, but I get the gist of it. And depending on who you talk to, there's more added to it than not. I mean, there's a little bit more added to it. I don't know if it's a perspective or what have you, or just I wasn't thinking. I was too short sighted uh to even fathom. But it's becoming more and more of a conversation as the year goes on. Oh yeah, and so when I talk about Trump like double speaking and things like that, first of all, he said that this was supposed to be like an interesting 8 weeks, something like that, something to that degree. And very quickly did people catch on. It's like, hold on, 8 weeks from today is September 11th. All right. So I've been kind of running with that date, September 11th, and then I'm hearing NESARA. NESARA was supposed to take place September 11th. Okay, September 11th, 2001. Okay, we were supposed to get away from illegal, these illegal deals that we were making with the banks and all this and that. And I'll get more into that later. Is one of the main reasons why I want to speak on that. And that alone is great. And then I'll also speak on uh what some other people are saying will be a part of this that isn't necessarily listed uh within the context of the text of what I'm reading. In fact, the one I just pulled up, I just randomly pulled up. It just skimming through it, it looked like what I had been reading last night. I'm kind of going in it blindly, but I'll know if something is missing, pretty much. So forgives all credit card, mortgage, student loan, and other bank debt due to illegal banking and government activities. So this is important, first of all. And by the way, first of all, oh man, I'm all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna put a little mental bookmark there. Okay, so first of all, if you go to Experian.com and you got things on your credit report, just dispute all of it. And when they say your reason for it, you say, I just don't have a contract with them or whatever. So it's something to that degree. It's really straightforward. And then when they ask for you to add other details, just don't say anything. All right, and just go on. Do that for everything, unless you got unless you got a lot of things on there, then maybe pay somebody to do it. But it's really simple, and I can tell you because I'm still getting updates from Experian. I got update from them today. Listen, they're taking everything off. I had credit card debt coming into this year, and it's it's gone, man. I if you don't believe me, uh, go on Twitter and do some searching. Like you're going to find, I'm pretty sure you're going to find other people who said just the same thing. Actually, when I was looking up this particular passage right now that I'm reading, I got a glimpse of somebody who was talking about they were supposed to owe the IRS some money, and they just keep checking in to see how much they owe, and it still keeps saying zero. And this was from last year. This is not money that's owed this year that you would have to pay next year. So I want to go back and check because I got to be honest with you. I was kind of sometimes I can be looking at something and my mind be somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure I took a bit of a snapshot of it mentally, and I saw Sally Mae got wiped away. Of my own, my own personal account. I saw Sally Mae go away. Definitely the credit cards. Definitely the medical. You could have always gotten rid of the medical. So when I hear people complaining like, "Oh no, $700 just I had to ride to a hospital and I don't have any insurance," and I just like, look, it's all good. People care too much about their credit. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Calm down. When it goes there, dispute it. It be gone. All right. But you go to Experian. You type that in. I mean, you dispute everything that's on there. And for the student loans, they should be wiped. They should wipe away automatically. But when I was talking about glimpses into what's to happen, you understand. Like you saw how they put like a hold on making those payments for the rest of the year or what have you. You may never have to make a payment again. Now, if you got it, maybe, but I'm almost certain that's going to be the case. That's going to be a wipeout. And let me actually speak to this because I read right here, it says forgives all credit card, mortgage, student loan, and other bank debt due to illegal banking and government activities. Illegal being the operative word. And this has been known for years. I've known this for years that when you make a deal with the bank, they both sides are supposed to have collateral. Okay, well, you say, well, their money is collateral, but no. See, because when you sign a deal with the bank, they don't just give you the money that they have. Could they do that? Yes. But what they do is that they would say, okay, look, Federal Reserve, somebody is signed up to get this, and now let me get a little something for you. They kick this to me. That's why the interest rate's so high. So I can pay you back something in interest. There you go. That's illegal because what's your collateral? Your collateral isn't, oh yeah, I got somebody who gonna give me some money to, how would that work? Your collateral is your car, your collateral is your house. Illegal. Illegal. Like, just think about that for a second. I'm coming at you with a promise. I have nothing but if everything goes, if anything goes wrong, which it won't because I have money coming from somewhere else, then I will have nothing to give you. You know what I'm saying? I would have to give you my own personal money, but I'm not even using my personal money or any property. If things go wrong for you, you coming to me for a reason because you don't have the necessary funds for whatever you're trying to do. Whether if you're trying to get into real estate, whatever it is, if things go wrong, I will take your house. Okay, and this happens so often. Okay, foreclosures. You know what I'm saying? It happens so often. Okay, so you come to me and you say, look, I'm trying to get a home for my family. I'm trying to provide and things like that. All of a sudden you get laid off or whatever. You can't make payments. I'm going to foreclose on your house. All right. House is mine. Okay. So, and it's illegal. All right. Um, I actually remember reading a couple years ago about somebody finding that loophole and they got to keep their house because of that. I believe it happened in Minnesota. And so if you if you acquired a house through that method, now somebody said, "Oh, I think it just be limited to one house." I don't know about that, but at least one house. If you acquired a house through that method, then I believe your debt should be forgiven. All right, I know that sounds very hard to believe, but this is part of what NESARA is if it's enacted to its full capacity. Um, so the I guess that and I believe the same concept applies when it comes to credit cards. All right, which is why I I racked up a whole bunch of credit card debt last year, and now it's gone. No accounts freezed or anything like that. I had opened up a new account just in case they wanted to freeze my account, and I mean maybe opening up a new account wouldn't have done anything. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that it's been wiped out. I actually want to go and check as a result. But I know when I logged into Credit Karma, I know that my credit score was starting to go up for what it's worth. I don't even know if we will be using the credit score past this year, past 2021. To be honest with you, I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't when we talk. Maybe we won't need it when I talk about what's to happen next. And all the way, and anyway, because I'm going out of order, but just because I'm that type of person where I like to give a gift to you before your birthday, don't like to wrap it up, whatever, because I just get so excited. You may be asking. In fact, no, I'll wait. I no, I'll wait because it won't make sense. It won't make sense. So hopefully I remember because I'm excited. All right, so the next thing, let's see what we got. Dissolves the IRS and ends all income tax. I just want to skim through, see if they were going to speak on what I. Okay, dissolves, and so I had this conversation the other day when I was kind of lost as to how no income tax will work because there's going to be some things that you don't necessarily have to come out of pocket for. Well, what's one of your favorite parts? The end no income tax. So basically, there will be a 14% sales tax on all new items. So for new homes, yes. For food, no. For medicine, no. No income tax. Also, when we talk about NESARA, because I always got to talk about the little clues, the clues. Okay, so you know that the bill was passed recently. Maybe it got lost in the shuffle, lost and everything, but the bill was passed that just completely undercut big pharma, where the medication costs go down by as much as 75%. That's very important. May not be important for you who just, you go to the pharmacy and you get some, I don't know, cough medicine, whatever it is. But for people who have to pay top dollar for, I don't know, I don't know what's expensive. Was it diabetes medicine? What is it? This rare skin disease medicine? I don't know. But I don't know when it comes into play. I don't think it's happened already. I mean, it's fairly new, but the cost will match, kind of foreign competitors. Naturally, big pharma isn't happy about that. It's big pharma. They make money off the treatment. So naturally, with 6,000 patents supposed to resurface, you will find a lot of treatments, a lot of cures. And what you will find is that the cure for cancer was probably available the moment they started injecting us with it, HIV and AIDS rather. You'll see that a lot of things that we thought was incurable, or we thought the chances of curing it was very slim, we'll find that that was not the truth. I truly believe that, and I truly believe that although we will go into 2021 with quite a few blemishes, some scratches, some bruised hearts, and some lost egos, next year will be the greatest year of our lives. I truly believe that. I really do. I know it's uncertain right now, but this is what I believe. And if you know anything about me, I am probably closer to a pessimist than an optimist. I like to say I'm very much realistic. I'm always open to be wrong. I'm always, open to be taught something else, shown a different way. This is what I believe. This is why I picked this particular time to talk about it. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But you got to understand, I spent a lot of time digging into this. This is what I gathered. And of course, yes, you're right. As you have alchemy in your name, yes, we do have the power to heal ourselves. It's going to be a lot easier when our resources aren't tainted, aren't as expensive, and we are much more informed. Because the more and more the people start to get informed, it raises the consciousness, it raises the vibration. It's kind of like a child who grows up with both of their parents being an entrepreneur. Now you don't grow up thinking, "Oh, I gotta get a job, I gotta get a job," or buy, 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 never sell, sell, sell. Whatever it may be. It's all about the paradigm. You know what I'm saying? So our children get to grow up in a world where it's like, I have this illness, and it probably would never be as extreme as cancer when it gets to a certain point. But I have this illness. What do I do? I don't know. Is eat garlic, or is ginger, or all these roots that I can't think of right now. Sour sop, or sea moss. All of these things. Exactly. All the signs are right. It's like little bits and pieces that you have to be one of those guys with the cigarettes and the board with all the sticky notes tied together with strings and all that to really put it together. And because I haven't done that, I couldn't explain it as great as I want to, but because I spent enough time immersing myself and just looking at the signs and all this, that I feel confident enough to say it. I mean, this would be one of the biggest psych outs ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly wouldn't know what to do. Even still, I'm kind of taking my expectations out of it, but it's like it gets to a certain point where you got to trust what you see, man. And not what the media tries to tell you. All right, not what your grandma talked to you about. You know what I'm saying? Like the older generations, they are programmed. All right. Shit, a lot of us young people are programmed, man. Just set to believe what we see. Like we have a tough time believing that the media could be used against us, that the media could be used to control us. I mean, it is what it is. All right. I feel for this shit too. It isn't until you spend a little time on the outside looking in that you realize what was used to halt us, to stop us, to keep us down, man. But it's a sign of the times. All right. The reason why, I don't even have much of opinion of a lot of these controversial things that are happening right now, because as far as I'm concerned, it's just a show. It's just a circus. It is just a circus act. It will end very soon. That's right, 2020. I forgot where I was. Okay, so we was talking about the illegal banking, talking about debt being removed and all this, and let me just go through the list so I don't have to get redundant. All right, where was I? Okay, we was talking about oh yeah, the IRS. Okay, so no taxes on medication, no taxes on food, taxes on new products being sold. All right, new. Well, I don't know if that. Well, they said non-essential. So, but at the same time, 14% tax on new homes being sold. For old homes being sold, you don't have to pay any tax on it. I don't really know. I didn't go into full detail with that. This is kind of the gist of it. And so when you talk about the non-essential things being taxed, maybe if you go buy a video game, maybe you still gotta pay taxes on that, okay? Because we still need to find ways for the money to reach the economy. And also, since we're talking about this, it just dawned on me. So when we're talking about, okay, damn, how can no income tax work when you got places like the hospital or the police or the military? It just dawned on me, where's most of our tax money going anyway? It's going to politicians, weaponry for wars and things like that. So when you talk about those dramatic cuts, it's definitely sustainable. It definitely is, man. They got us convinced. I mean, they got us programmed into thinking like, if we stop paying taxes, what's going to happen? We're going to be doing no hospitals. No, probably more money for hospitals. Let's see. The economy that is built upon greed is crashing. Justice is coming. I'm just a young one. Yes, you're right. That's exactly what's happening, man. And I'm the type of person who tries not to get too excited. I just hate that we have lived in such a world where we don't even want to get excited. All right, now it'd be better to say, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. But man, a lot of us have given up hope. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, I don't want to know the amount of people who've committed suicide for this reason alone, is they thought that this is the end. This is doomsday. Like, FEMA camps, or all of these things. Genocide of sorts. I mean, and I would argue with you. I mean, genocide has been taking place for quite some time. Cancer, HIV, AIDS, flu, a bunch of preventable disease, whatever it is. All right. Obesity, the shit they put in our goddamn foods, give us hypertension, and how we're not supposed to really have a diet with anything with trans fat, but I mean, Popeyes, McDonald's, all of these things. All right. Right. I'm embarrassed to be from America. I mean, I was too. And I actually considered the thought of, you should go back to Africa. And I thought about that, and maybe I still will, depending on how this year goes next year. But I just kept saying, my fight is here. You can leave and try to go somewhere else, but at the end of the day, if you have a fight, where is your fight? Now, is it smart? Is it smart sometimes to retreat? Of course it is. But I just don't think it's that time. It could have been that time in a different dimension. Maybe it is that time. I don't know. But that's not what I'm picking up on. All right. That's not what I'm picking up on. And and I kind of come from an era of sorts, and from the conspiracy truther spectrum, where the internet wasn't censored like it is today, where, I mean, god damn, seriously. And it's probably because of that era why things aren't going as bad as it appeared to be. I'm talking 2012, 2013, not too long ago. But that just goes to show how the internet got regulated over the course of 7, 8 years. All right. I mean, I saw it all, man. It's funny. Actually, one of the stories I remember reading is, and it seems like it's happening the exact opposite way. That's just one story. I'll just go one story and then I'll go back to the meat and the potatoes and all that. Um, there was supposed to be this president who was supposed to be just like a breath of fresh air. He was supposed to be loved by all. Now, clearly, we don't we don't have that right now. So he's supposed to be loved by all. I mean, the first 4 years was so amazing that everybody, like, it was just like a landslide. Like, yes, yes, of course you're our president, of course. And that's assuming that we even have control over who our president is. But let's just go on with the story. And then, so in his second term, he just becomes the face of one of the most crucial new world orders. I mean, if you thought we were slaves to a higher degree. I mean, we were in those FEMA camps. There's a reason why they did build all those burial grounds when they did, underground caskets made by FEMA, and who knows what they aren't showing us. But it's just a little slight story. I want to get back into this. I'm all over the place. So I was talking about the no income tax, and we another glimpse into that, no payroll tax. Okay. So no payroll tax. And the interesting thing about not paying taxes is because if you are an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, then you wouldn't have to pay taxes until next year. So it's kind of already, you know, it, the table's already kind of set for you to just, okay, well, then I just won't be paying any taxes. I'll go into next year not worrying about what happened last year. Maybe a new regulation comes through next year, but I won't have to worry about that. And I'm hoping for that. And that would leave uh, quite what we have creates a what I was talking about. I don't know how I missed it. Said creates a flat rate non-essential new items only sales tax. And it says food, medicine, and all used items will not be taxed. That is really, you see, this is what I love about this world right here, is that people think about things that you couldn't possibly fathom. All right. That's just genius right there. Okay, I'll pay taxes on new things. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? On used things, when we talk about used things, taxes have already been paid on them, right? Okay, good. This is good, man. This is how the world is supposed to be. We might fucking levitate all these things happen. More on that later. If this is the right thing. Now that I think about it, okay, so increases benefits to senior citizens. I mean, that's only fair. It's interesting. Like, goddamn, I had to keep stopping because everything that comes up, I have something to talk about. It's interesting when we talk about a sign of the times. We talk about a sign of what's to come. Everybody was so fearful. Donald Trump's going to take away the Social Security for senior citizens. And even he said multiple times that that is not going to happen. Now, who did say they were going to take away money from senior citizens? From Social Security, I should say. You already know. All right. So if you got a case of the Bidenitis, you might want to look that up. All right. 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 I'm Pelosi. Okay. So, and it only makes sense. I mean, because a lot of them are retired. A lot of them should be retired. This is the way life's supposed to be. A 75-year-old shouldn't be working at Walmart. All right, 75-year-old. Well, okay, a 75-year-old may be working at Walmart to stay active. Okay, I get that. I get that. I understand. But honestly, when you reach a certain age, you should be able to like not have to work. Regardless. I mean, regardless of your situation. Okay, if you are a recovering addict, if you just never had a stable job, whatever it is, I think at a certain point, like, you shouldn't have to work, and that should be okay. All right. And somehow in everything that I talk about, it would kind of lead to some of your rebuttals. Like, what about the drug addicts? And what about these homeless people and all? And let me just say, that no person will be left behind. All right, man, a couple people maybe, but that may be their own doing. Uh, and it's just amazing to think this because when I ride through the city of DC, I'm from DC and I live relatively close. It's 10 minutes and I'm in DC. I'm in Maryland, and you just see a lot of homeless people, and it hurts. It hurts to say to. It hurts to see other people act like they aren't there. It hurts to see people having to beg for money. It hurts to say I don't have the money when I didn't, and also when I only got a couple of dollars for myself, and also when I don't want to just keep giving out money because I mean I'm big on doing that. All right, I'm big on kind of being a quick solution to somebody's sob story, and when you know that the resources were all already readily available to solve a situation like this, it bothers you. It really, it really does. Now you know the statistics. There are enough houses in America for everyone to have one 6 times over. All right. Naturally, what I envision is more housing for homeless people and not where they have to sleep in bunks. So one time for New Year's Eve, or for New Year's rather, it's interesting because I rode past this place a couple of times lately, and it's just, I mean, the amount of homeless people who look like me over there. Let me just be real. A lot of people who look like me over there is just staggering. All right, it's where I'm from. I'm probably related to some of them people. But one year when I went to a homeless shelter, my mom, she was cooking for a homeless shelter, and because she was sick, she wasn't able to go and serve the food. So did it. Me and my brothers, we took the food there, and like we were walking through there, they were treating us like rock stars. There was so many homeless people in there, or poor people would have, and it was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, I mean, just like that shit hurt. It really hurt, man. It made me extremely humbled. I think a shift happened in my life, and it was probably maybe like 5 years ago. But a shift definitely happened within me. But one thing that I did notice on my way to taking the food to where it was served is that it just it had like a jail look. Okay, it was like you had no privacy, and it was in bunks. You walk inside there, you in somebody's room, man. And that's just no way to live. And like when you have all of these resources available and it's so top heavy, me personally, I can't stop thinking about it, especially like when you see the problem being solved in certain areas like Utah. I believe I remember reading something years ago. In Utah, the homelessness problem was solved by like 90% or something like that because of tiny homes. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe that something to that degree will be happening. A whole community for that, not even a trashed up community, not even trailer parks, even though a trailer park can be quite a thing, but I feel like a trailer park can be relatively toxic depending on you know the kind of the living arrangements. Because when you think, well, because look, first of all, when you think trailer park, you don't think a lot of money. And when people don't have a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, it's not hard to find them doing like kind of low level things, drinking a lot, drugs, all of these things. So if that's kind of tied into like universal basic income and free mental health care, which I think will be a case of some form of health care, yeah, then I think that this is doable. A lot of people from the streets, off the streets, are going to need a lot of um, mental wellness assistance because first of all, not only through malnutrition, will your brain start to fail you, but actually, and also through lack of communication. Through lack of communication with people and being treated in such a way like you don't exist, your brain starts to deteriorate. Of course, drug usage, not getting a decent amount of sleep, a decent type of sleep, And if the world ends up the way that I expect it to, well, then who gives a fuck about all the spikes that they put under the bridge so the homeless people won't sleep there? I mean, it's fucked up now, but I can foresee beds in their future, roofs over their heads, security. All right, because I said this for years. This country is only as good as its weakest link. All right. So when you say, "Oh, greatest country of all, it's the greatest country in the world," obesity, heart problems, homelessness, trafficking. What else? What else am I missing? Violence, drugs. You know what I'm saying? Did I mention the food? Yeah, of course I did. All of these things. All right, and all of these things could be fixed, but all of these things are monopolized. Okay. And did I mention? Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. I mentioned it. The healthcare system. All of these things. I'm getting a little heated. Yeah. So this is the way of old. You said it's like setting them up to have nothing secure, no lockers, no actual rooms. Just sad. You're right. It is just sad. And what makes it even more sad is because you say, well, that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? You mess up one time where you don't have enough family support, and that's it. That's just how life goes. And then the other people say bootstraps. Get a job. People have come from less odds, and it's not the way life is supposed to be. And you will soon find that looking back, it's hard. I know it's hard to connect those dots right now. Only looking back can you connect those dots. And something I always said when it comes to paying taxes, I was like, man, wouldn't it be great if people got to decide where their taxes were going? They always say vote. If you want to vote, vote with your money. I felt like we should have been able to vote with our taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I would gladly take every dollar away from a politician and put it straight towards food stamps, welfare, all of that. All right, that's what matters to me. Not some motherfuckers who can take vacations whenever they want to. All right, I'm just being real. All right, and look. Let me just talk about this. By the way, I had made a prediction that we were going to get stimulus checks for the rest of the year, and I was making this argument back in June. Once I realized that that wasn't the case, I started to get a little. I started to get a little fed up. But then the optimist in me also was saying, there's got to be something bigger coming. It just has to be. I mean, because yeah, if you're alive right now and you're under 100 years old, this country pretty much done failed your ass. So of course you have great reason to believe that the country would fail you when you need them the most. And all signs kind of point. A lot of signs point to that. That's what's happening. A lot of people are beyond the brink. A lot of people are beyond the brink. But what I think will happen, which kind of sums up my life, is that when I think all hope is gone, it's almost like something just comes in and swoops you and it just saves you. All right, get right within, and I don't know. I'm kind of out of place from saying this, but I'm saying it anyway. Get right within, open yourself up, regardless of what the government does for us. Open yourself up to the possibility of a greater world, and you will be a part of it. Make sure that you always do right by others. Do your part, you know what I'm saying? And I think the rest will be taken care of. But make no mistake about it, this is a sign of the times. And every time I go through this NESARA, it keeps bringing up other things that I've been seeing that we've been seeing. So it's not even all that outlandish. Had I said this last year, you were like, oh, come on now, really? We're not gonna have to pay a student loan that 75% less on the medicine. I'm not gonna have to pay my, I won't get evicted. All of these things. If I told you all of these things, and of course, the scapegoat is, oh, but coronavirus, it's different. It's different. This why, bruh. You know how many people been dying from the flu? This ain't happened with the H1N1 This ain't happened with the SARS. Like, you go back 100 years, it probably didn't happen with the Spanish flu or the birth. I don't know what it's called. I'm just saying. So as I go on, it's probably gonna bring up even more things that I'm seeing with my eyes. Okay. Now, okay, let me see. They don't care. They just want money in the worldwide celebrities and business owners to bring them more money, fame, and shallow reputation. Here goes another thing. Since you brought up celebrities, everybody make a Google search and say, when is Hollywood opening up? It's one of my favorite searches. I like to think no time soon. All right. When you talk about draining the swamp, Hollywood. All right. There's a lot of a debt to be paid. Let's just say that. I don't want to get too grim because I kind of spoke on it before, and I want to speak more so about the bright side. But yeah, you won't look at celebrities the same, even the ones that are left behind, buddy. I'm just saying they're on their last legs. All right. I wonder if this has a lot to do with, and I got to say this again, because this would be genius. All right. And it just came out that he's a billionaire now. So if Tyler Perry wasn't playing, and I obviously he was brushing shoulders with these people, but if he wasn't a part of the child trafficking, the sacrificing, all of these things, then it would make a lot of sense to me as to why he opened up his studio in Atlanta. He knew. He knew what was going to happen to Hollywood. At the very least, he knew. Now I just wonder if he was playing chess. He's playing right along with them, just like a lot of other celebrities that you will see was playing chess with him. Got enough insight, got close enough just to get the resources that was needed, and then got the fuck. Really. All right. And so a lot of celebrities actually, I want to talk about this right now. A lot of celebrities who are dead aren't actually dead. They've joined a greater purpose. Now, will we ever see them again? I think so. I think so. But they did their job as far as seeing exactly what has been used against us. Some of the greatest um, crimes against humanity. They witnessed it. Maybe didn't partake. Maybe they were forced to partake, as was the case with a lot of child actors, child musicians, and all that. And when things got to a boiling point, deaths were faked. Nothing's more mysterious like the death of a celebrity. I will tell you that much, man. Nothing's more mysterious. All right, they're not all dead. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Like, I know the conversation started with somebody like Tupac, but man, I'm convinced that quite a few people are still alive. And if you want me to just name a few, just because, first of all, JFK Jr. all day. JFK Jr. is still alive. And here's one for fun. Michael Jackson. Yeah, have fun looking that one up because yeah, you definitely gonna see some things. And you're gonna be as convinced as I am. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got. Yeah, every country is built off that. That's why we got GESARA. Uh, People have always fight each other. Even Neanderthals. We have to learn love. Hollywood is full of pedos. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we know that. And one thing you got to know is, man, this is why they put an emphasis on young talent and things like that. It's not so, oh, it's not even about the money, how much money we can make over you over the course of 50 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about talent can be developed. Something can be developed. Grooming can be developed. All right. And a lot of celebrities, maybe this is a theory, but I'm sure I'm right to some degree. A lot of these celebrities were victims of being trafficked, torture, all of these things. MK Ultra, you know what I'm saying? I said I wasn't gonna get this dark, but here I am. It's just I don't know. Any moment I can speak on this, I will, because it's the source of so much pain, so much crimes against humanity. Okay, The world truly isn't ready for this. So here's to hoping that a lot of compensation and words I can't even think of right now are set in place for us to have at our disposal. Yeah, you're right. They're all connected. That's why it's a complete wipeout. It's a complete wipeout all across the board where deception is, and that's what we were talking about in NESARA, GESARA. We're talking about deception and eradication of it. Okay, returns constitutional law to all our courts and legal matters. Retrains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law, which brings up something else. Now, I'm forgetting the words right now. I wish I would have put that right in front of me. I said I was going to look at it, but would a lot of people have noticed when I talked about the 17 flags, and of course the 17th letter is Q in front of the White House on both sides or whatever, the 17 flags. People were noticing kind of this, I don't know, this golden, I don't know, it was golden sash or something of a golden degree that was missing from the flags, and this piece of gold, and I'm sure one of you guys is going to correct me and tell me what it is, but this piece of gold was basically supposed to represent US following a different type of law that wasn't, yeah, it was like a golden trim that didn't represent um it's supposed to that didn't represent the Constitution as it was supposed to be. So when you see like we saw police officers, maybe even judges acting unconstitutional, it was maybe within their rights based on what that gold represented. Okay, so I mean I don't know everything about it. The word that's popping out to me right now is maritime. So I'm gonna look that up soon. I may not do this while live stream just because out of respect, I want to actually let's keep this annoying voice going. Okay, and we can talk later if you have anything to talk about. Provides for new representational elections with constitutional law, monitors elections, prevents illegal activities of billionaires and special interest groups. We're talking about George Soros here, to say the least. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. So no tampering, basically, and so an issue that we have right now is these mail-in votes. All right. Naturally, come on now. Anybody with a brain knows how that can be infiltrated. You know. Yeah, the gold fringes. The gold fringes. Yeah, that's what it is. And if somebody can look that up for me right now and tell me what that means, what it means to have the gold fringes and what it means to not have it, please, please, and thank you, because I should have been more diligent, and I should have looked it up before I got on this video. But I was reading on it last night before I went to bed. Okay, thank you. The gold fringe around the United States flag, as displayed in all courts, designates them as admiralty courts, which cannot hear other kinds of cases or signal that the court is operating under martial law. So you're saying that it is operating under martial law or not? Because this will remind me of the NDAA martial law that I believe was passed under Obama administration. And I remember when this was happening, everybody was freaking out. Maybe I'm wrong about that. My memory's kind of bad, and it's kind of been a while. All right, so the next thing, where was I? Okay, ends the Federal Reserve System and begins a new US Treasury bank system that follows constitutional law. Ladies and gentlemen, meet your new chairman of the Federal Reserve, and his name is Donald Trump. All right. pretty much the most powerful man in the world, not because he's the president of the most popular country in the world. He runs the Treasury there, or he runs the Federal Reserve, he runs the Treasury, whatever it is. But the Federal Reserve isn't what it was, and this is why we're going to have a new currency. Right. I noticed that the symbol at the White House has changed too. I haven't been researching like all the little things, but that is one thing that I did notice. It's like little small things. You know what I'm saying? Like you really have to be one of those just meticulous people. You have to be very kind of just detail oriented. You have to pay attention to every little thing. All right. And that's why when he started doing these briefings back to back, starting in like April or so, or maybe March, really, I'm sure I was late to the party, was that I was getting obsessed over it, man. I was just like looking for all the little things because he's clearly speaking in code many times. And you know something? On September 1st, because he likes to speak in code, he made this post about the Big Ten. It was September 1st. 10 days from September 1st, September 11th. Big Ten. He talked about it. He said it twice in a tweet, talking about Big Ten. Now, obviously, he was talking about football because the Big Ten wasn't supposed to play, or I forgot, they canceled the season, something like that. And I think it was like a deliberate thing, just so he can have a reason to talk about Big Ten. Just like I think it was a deliberate thing that a 17-year-old was involved with this thing in Kenosha. It could have been any age, but it was 17. And then shortly after, that's where he arrived. That's where Trump went. All right, 17, and then Trump arrived. Okay, 17, Q. All right, 17 flags, Q. All right, maybe they're just coincidences, but maybe I don't know. 17, a very important number. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Not actual U.S. laws. Yeah, the briefings are pretty interesting. I haven't been listening to them lately, but because there are a lot of geniuses out there, they break it down. I take the information and I just dissect it, man. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of people who are really about that work. If you ever underestimate what difference you can make in this world, get on your research. All right, and let me start over a little bit. I think in our lifetimes, even though we have way of adding to it and making things more complex than it is, we only have about a handful of purposes. But if I had to think about one of our purposes right now, which is because of how we were manipulated, lied to, all of these things, one of our greatest purposes right now is to seek the truth. And don't just accept what somebody tells you. Not even me. Not even me. Don't just accept. Just keep diving. Keep Even when things get as good as I'm explaining it right now, stay on guard. All right. No offense, this ain't the time where you start getting lazy and fat. Okay. Stay militant. Stay militant, because there may be a time where the devils of this world gets exactly what they want. And for all intents and purposes, maybe they did get what they wanted. They didn't get the ultimate thing, but they got what they wanted for quite some time. And their run is coming to an end. And be 30 years old next year, and maybe I'll spend the rest of my life uh, benefiting from NESARA GESARA. It make me feel very grateful that I didn't give up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about that bullet to the head. And then I won't feel as guilty from bringing a child into this world. I was really scared about that, but I did it. And I this is why I'm so invested in this, and this is why I care about the well-being of these children. I'm getting word that what 95% of them have already been rescued. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's going to be one thing that you can't expect for them to just bombard us with. If you look right now in child trafficking, rescues. You're gonna find some bits and pieces from this past week alone. So I believe they're gonna start to roll it out like that, make it just look like, money's paying, it's paying off. I mean, because when they hit you with the actual number, could be into the millions, maybe 2 million rescues, 2 million women and children rescued. It, I have a tough time believing that it won't blow the head off of everybody, because you would think right now, even with Georgia alone, just to pick a specific story, with 39 children being rescued, you think that'd be enough to just like, you think everybody be talking about it. But it's almost like, no, but did you see that WAP video? No. Did you hear what she said on, I don't know what show it is, Teen Mom? Did you see Teen Mom? All right, let's see. Oh, right. Fringes declare that we are under, the law of the sea. That's right. They brought that law of the sea to the land. That's right. You're right about that. Exactly. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you brought up the birth certificates. That's another thing. See, this is where I take the time to talk about where I'm hearing different things. Now, if you listen to Charlie Freak, he speaks on how, Social Security, birth certificate, whatever it is, it's basically a means for other people to make money off your name. From the moment you were born, people were making money off your name, even betting on your downfall, whatever it is, based on where you live. And so it is said. So it's when these people go down for crimes against humanity, their assets are seized. Okay, so if you want to know where all of this money would be coming from, let's say if we get compensated from money being made on our names and things like that, this or the money being given to senior citizens, or how they can afford to remove this debt, and all the money will be coming from people whose assets have been seized. I've heard, first of all, let me just say that there's a lot more wealth and resources in this world than we've been taught. Okay, it's because of this dollar, that's constantly inflating and that isn't backed by anything, that we believe that, it's just not enough to go around. There's plenty to go around. All right, so I'm hearing quadrillions of dollars, quadrillions. That's what I'm hearing. And there's enough to go around. And if and when things happen as it is foretold, as it is predicted, as it was supposed to happen 19 years ago, you will be looking back saying, "Oh, this was available all along. This could have always been the case." It's gonna piss you off before you get back to your happiness, before you get to your joy. It's gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss you off when you start driving and you don't see homeless people anymore because they've been taken care of finally. It's gonna piss you off when your grandma can actually be retired, and I said before you get back to joy, but it's gonna piss you off when you think about all the people who worked their fingers to the goddamn bone and they were being just outright played with, played with. Now, a lot of you probably already had that mentality where it's like, man, look, if anybody gonna make money off of me, it's gonna be me. All right, and that's the world that we should expect. That's the world that we deserve. Okay, it's our birthright. You know what I'm saying? Now, dare I say that people say, "Oh, you so entitled." It's our birthright. Okay. I made the conversation about reparations. People want to say free money, and yes, I still do believe Black people deserve reparations. But what I see is, fortunately, we don't have to go back and forth with this because all people will get reparations. So okay, there you go. There you go for your All Lives Matter. We all get reparations. I'm all right with that. I just want to have enough to build off of. I want, and it's a little less about me, but more so about the people, man. That's what I care about. That's what I care about. A lot of our differences put to the side once we have what we deserve, once we have what is owed to us, and when it's out of sight, it's out of mind. But very soon, you will realize how top heavy this world was, just how top heavy it was. All right. When you see the resources from the queen, for example, being reallocated, I mean, it is said that this lady owned, if you can call her a lady, maybe a reptile, owned maybe what 2/3 of the world as far as land, 2/3 of the land. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Every few days. Oh, hold on now. Hold on. Disturb distraction. You're gonna have to talk to me about that one. It's happening all over. Every few days, I see 20 plus kids being rescued all over. Okay. So I've been, kind of dipping into it, just checking casually, because I'm looking for that big number, and who knows how that will be delivered to us. I don't know. I don't know. Even when more and more the news comes out, even more and more this good comes out, it's going to be kind of unbearable for a lot of people. You know, I almost want to just stay in the house for a little while. I mean, I'm good at staying in the house, but yeah, I'm gonna need some things to kind of die down. The amount of excitement and collectively will just probably be too much, man. We all gonna be on some type of medication for real. So I'm glad that we can get it at an affordable price, 50 to 75% off. Okay, that's the future. All right, all right. Let me get back into what I was reading, and then we can maybe talk about some other things, and I can get out of here, man. And when I say get out of here, I just mean shut the laptop. I'll still be in here. I ain't going anywhere. Get something to eat or something. Eat some GMO. All right. Where was I? Okay, I was talking about ending the Federal Reserve creates a new US Treasury currency backed by gold, silver, and precious metals, ending US government bankruptcy. This will initiate global economic reform. All right, so here's the one thing that's making me feel a little stupid right now. I hear it every day: gold, silver, gold, silver, gold, silver. Silver is very affordable right now. I could throw $1,000, $2,000 at some silver right now. Watch it jump up to the price of gold, and man, I, let me even. I couldn't even do the math right now. I think I did it before, but I mean, what's gold? 2,200 an ounce, 3,000 an ounce, something like that. Last time I checked, silver was about $22 an ounce. If you got money that's backed by silver and you buy it right now, 22 an ounce, which the price probably changed a little bit. And I would imagine that the value of it will shoot up relatively quick once that becomes standard. That's a sign of the times. That's the one bet that I could make right now that may have just a great turnout. And then the value gets up to close to where gold is right now. So yeah, silver's at 27. It went up a little bit. If it goes, see, and compare that to what gold is right now. All right, I could definitely see that. Okay, oh, gold went down. Okay, but I can definitely see it getting to the price of gold. Let's say, what if it get to $1,000? $1,000 per ounce. I'm gonna do some math real quick. All right, please bear with me. I think this is important. I know this is important. But even if you're late to the party, it doesn't matter. You will still benefit. All right, just not to this degree. Okay, so let's say I took $2,000 and divided by 27. Give me 74 ounces. So 74 times, let's say it get to 1,000. Well, I mean, I know what that is. It's $74,000, and that's realistic. But also because I think it's going to shoot up way past that because it's going to be the standard. Maybe double it. Maybe double it. You know what I'm saying? 148,000. I think that's what's going to happen. So don't be surprised if you see me make a video saying I knew it, but I didn't invest in it. Like my friend who had the opportunity to invest $1,500 into Google, well, back in '98, but his father told him not to. I don't know.
Something went wrong.
The fuck?
Try again.
That was scary as shit. Fucking hey Google, spying on me. And I was just talking about, okay, that's why he started talking, because I said Google. All right, but I had to unplug. That fucking scared me, man. I need to get all these fucking machines out of this room. Be honest with you. All right, I'm about to throw this laptop. All right, so back to what I was saying. Fuck, man, my heart is in my stomach. I do, man, boy. I do not like to be surprised. I do not. This is why I spend a lot of time reading on things like this, reading about the world. I don't like to be surprised. All right, like I'm talking about all this good stuff right now, but I definitely had a plan. Definitely have a plan to lead the country. All right, I don't want to be surprised. All right, everybody else would be surprised. Let's see. Restores financial privacy, ceases all aggressive U.S. government military action worldwide, aka no war. That's what it means. How much war have we been in lately? How much war? This country, America, been in war pretty much what 95% of its existence. It seemed like a lot less war lately. I'll tell you that much. But this is World War III. It just don't have anything to do with Well, I was about to say it has nothing to do with the military, but the military is definitely are a part of it. But we're not necessarily fighting other countries. Okay, we all know that the military was used as pawns, basically, and well, just like the chessboard. Well, then you got some pieces that are mightier than the pawn, but you know what it is, still disposable. All right, that's how the military was treated, and the military are now being used to the maximum of their potential for the most part. I don't know what the fuck is happening in Fort Hood, but that's what I see. You know, makes me want to salute, makes me want to stand up for the flag. You know what I'm saying? Takes a lot for me to even say that. All right. Not saying that I will. I mean, you're gonna have to get rid of that national anthem. Might want to get rid of the flag, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe it can stay. I don't care. Um, Leads to peace throughout the world, of course, enables release of over 6,000 patents of suppressed technologies and enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes. Now, when I think of humanitarian purposes, that brings me back to what I was saying earlier. When we talk about homelessness, what else? What else can you think of? Well, homelessness, animals. I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank, man. Those are just two of the most important things. Everything else can be worked out through. I don't know if humanitarian, like everything else, can be worked out. You know, with the rest of this act kind of entails anyway. But that's the first couple of things that come to my mind when you talk about humanitarian. Okay, mental health, homelessness, and the other thing that I said that I can't remember. Oh yeah, animals. Um, yeah, and then as far as the 6,000 patents, like recalled, like I said earlier, I don't necessarily know what that would entail, but it would probably have something to do with the cure for HIV and AIDS, some of the rare diseases. I don't know what's being hidden right now, but things that go beyond health. Um, Magnetism. You know what I'm saying? Tesla. It's called Tesla for a reason, and it is my belief. Tesla stocks have been rising. I think they're a little down right now, but they'll probably shoot back up. It is my belief that the Trump administration got Elon Musk to play ball. What we will see in the future is that once considered to be 5G towers would be Tesla towers. That means free energy, magnetism. You know what I'm saying? No more electricity bills. I don't think. I have to read more of what magnetism is and how it could replace electricity. But yeah, that's what I see happening. Magnetism, and walls built with the same type of properties. So when Donald Trump was talking about walls and things like that, he could have been talking about that. He could have been talking about keeping the cartels out. He made big cartel arrests, actually. And if you didn't notice, cartel, they were double dipping. They weren't just distributing drugs. Now, you may not have had a problem with them, distributing drugs, but they were distributing humans as well. All right. They were coming in with the drugs, coming out with the humans. Go in with the drugs. Hey, we got space. Take the humans. All right. That's what they were doing. Okay. That has ceased to exist. And because the internet is so censored, you have to make certain searches to make an inference. So you go to Google and you go type in cocaine shortage. And what you will see is you see articles that says, uh, at least one article that will say, coronavirus raised the price of cocaine. That's right, man. Drugs aren't getting into this country as frequent, if at all. Okay, because we already know that the U.S. government was in on this all along. Only reason, like they make a little small bus or whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe it was bus from people who, or from officers who were really doing their job. Maybe it was just a show because of people would be questioning why, how are all these drugs coming into the community, whatever it is. The fact of the matter is it wasn't supposed to just be a one-way kind of attrition type. It wasn't supposed to be, okay, bring drugs into the community and just let and ruin the people who take drugs. No, bring drugs into the community, then, and also, not only just ruin the people who take the drugs, ruin the people who sell the drugs, ruin the people who bring the drugs, and all these things. So you're being used, and also you can be a part of the slaughter as well. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe happened. Okay. So then so these people, these Hispanics or what have you, the Latinos, they get to be the face of the drug cartel. You know what I'm saying? They get to go down as the bad people, but you already know there's definitely people behind them. And you I think it's pretty common knowledge that Pablo Escobar was with the CIA or something like that, something to that degree. All right, that's a different conversation. But 6,000 patents. Let's see. The provisions of the National Economic Security and Reformation Act have been composed by visionaries who wish to correct past wrongs against the people in the United States, and also just this is NESARA, but GESARA as well. It is supported and inspired by statesmen around the world as well as off-world, as a vision for global peace, freedom, uh, and prosperity. That is NESARA. All right, I didn't think I would have this much to talk about, but this is what I have been exposing myself to right now. I feel a little bit more at peace. I almost, because I was telling people I was almost felt disappointed in not seeing enough people talk about child trafficking and all of those things. And I kind of eased up a little bit because I actually think that the problem has been solved. Mostly 95% of the problem has been solved. Now, when you drain a swamp, sometimes it's going to be some creatures a little too deep to touch right away, but you'll get them. You'll get them. You'll starve them. You'll starve them. That's and then they'll float to the top. You know what I'm saying? You see how that works? But right now, I just want to talk about kind of what's to come, maybe what's happening right now. See, and that's a part of the reason why I actually did want to talk about what's to come is because it's based on what I already see unfolding. It's as simple as that. That's the world I believe in that world. That world is definitely sustainable. The happiness will rise, man. Um, the wealth will be distributed among the people. You know, I mean, there'll still be jobs and things like that. But there's something else I was thinking about. So somebody was doing side by side thing. It was a little dichotomy. It's like look at Walmart. They pay people minimum wage, this and that and that and that. And then they were showing this other company. You know, let's call it Harold's. It's not called Harold's, but whatever. And Harold's is they pay everybody 15 an hour. Everybody who works for the company as an owner, they get all these shares and things. I see this happening. Every company, because look, assets will get seized for crimes against humanity. So when you talk about, and this probably has a lot of reason to do why a lot of powerful people are getting divorced right now. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about, like, let's say Amazon is about as corrupt as we think it is, all right, making all this money, and oh my God, it looks so good. Jeff Bezos, he worth $200 billion now. You know, he's coming up at a time like this, and he won't pay his employees. He won't give them any money. I could very well see a situation in which all of the employees of Amazon become owners. They almost get like some type of big bonus to be a part of this, and I see this happening with Walmart and Google and say Wayfair. A lot of these big companies who have been a part of this corruption because of the assets getting seized. Well, who's going to run it? Well, it's going to be among the people. Maybe more of even a democracy who determines who gets to run these companies. I can see that happening because it's already been happening. I can definitely see that happening. By the way, I have to talk about this. There's a website, find a website for yourself that shows since 2017 all of the CEOs who have resigned. It probably goes further than the CEOs, but what you will find is that, man, a lot of CEOs just randomly step down, just randomly. All right, and like when that thing came out about Wayfair, by the way, um, I don't think we ever even heard from the CEO of Wayfair. I think he already got a bullet to his head, or he's in Guantanamo Bay. And if you don't know about Guantanamo Bay, and I haven't even looked this up yet, but I've seen some screenshots. You know, you can look up Guantanamo Bay on the Google Maps, I believe, and let me know what you see. But Guantanamo Bay was shut down. Remember that? Then it got renovated. It got souped up. It got a facelift of sorts, and you already know who's going there. You already know who is there. All right, there's a lot of these once powerful people. Death penalty, life. Okay. Yeah, I know. A lot of people speaking up trying to say the children been censored by mainstream media already. Yeah, the mainstream media is almost it's like the last barrier really. And honestly, because I'm starting to hear word that Trump owns CNN now, I could see why he wants CNN to keep up with the narratives. It almost seems like the things that they're saying are getting crazier and crazier, but that's what he wants. All right, we don't want too much of the truth coming out right now. To be honest with you, like I know it was frustrating over the years, and even this year, saying how can anybody see this? Why is nobody talking about this? It's for a reason. All right, we got to make sure that as many people as possible go down for their crimes against humanity, and the people who need to know, they will know, they will find out, and so we can be the teachers of the new world. Okay, so we're gonna be the ones to kind of smooth things out for a lot of these people in shock. All right, so how powerful would that be? Everybody's in shock, and you say, hey, look, let me break it down for you. Let me tell you what's been going on. And it's just going to be amazing to see all of the people who were called crazy, conspiracy nuts, Q nuts, whatever it is. They become the rock stars of sorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about the death of ego, but this is a celebration that I'm looking forward to. I saw it already. I saw it in a vision. People coming back to me saying, "You were right. You were right." And that's why I'm planting the seeds right now. Yeah, part of it is because of the ego. I want to say, I told you so, but I want to stand on something. I want to show myself that I can believe what I see. I can make these inferences based on what I'm gathering, based on things that I'm gathering outside of what the mainstream media is trying to feed us. It's 11/11, everybody. I just needed to say that. Squirrel. Have you seen this 4.3 quadrillion lien on America? Hmm. I will check that out. One thing that I also like to do for everything that I search on Google, I guess you may search on DuckDuckGo, whatever. I go on Twitter and see what they're talking about. 4.3 quadrillion. That sounds right. Earlier, you heard me talking about quadrillions of dollars already around, already circulating. There's enough to go around, man. There's enough to go around. Man, I almost feel like celebrating right now, but I ain't gonna do that because I told you guys you need to stay militant, stay on your shit. Don't get lazy. I done put on some weight. I said I was going to. I was trying to. Got a little dad belly going, but I'm working on that. All right, man. I gotta get out of here because I can talk all day, man. But I really hope y'all appreciate this video. Yeah, I know what you mean. I want them to die too, and they will, and they are. Something I was thinking about before I go, because let's talk about LeBron James. And I just don't want to pick on anybody. I know he looks like me. I don't even know if he's still human, but whatever. LeBron James, before that game, he did the little tribute, and he does this kind of before every game anyway. But he just added a little boom, boom, little tribute to Black Panther, whatever. When I could just, there's thousands of people I could make this conversation about, but in seeing that and everybody exposing that, talking about it, like you gotta imagine it's probably his last season. You won't even see him anymore after this basketball season. If things happen the way that I think they are, he's definitely one of them. I just don't know how deep into it he is. But I would imagine that he won't go unpunished. All right. Now, with that being said, man, look, I hope y'all appreciated this video, man. I feel like this was a great talk. I can't stress it enough how much I appreciate you all. Hey, really take this time, man. Take this time as you wait to focus on your spirituality, no matter what it is. It's kind of a smoke 'em if you got 'em type thing, except for it's about spirituality. Make sure that you really dive deep into that, man, and just prepare for the real new world order, man. I won't settle for anything less. All right. Here's to hoping that September 11th is a very historical day. I've already cemented my claim here in this video, and I've done it on Facebook. And I said September 11th is going to be a very historical day. It's going to have a lot to do with NESARA, GESARA. I'm a firm believer. If it doesn't happen by then, please don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged, because it is I who added that date to it. All right. This isn't about dates. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you want to live to see it happen. You want to, and then I would understand why you would want it to happen, or you want to know when it's going to happen. But I don't think we can get too caught up on the dates. Just notice all of the signs for now. Noticing the signs for now, working on yourself, preparing for the greatest version or a greater version for yourself, and the greatest version for yourself in the interim. Yeah. You're welcome, man, and thank you. And again, thank you for helping me with my mental health back in May. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really kept me in the game. I am doing better. Still dealing with depersonalization to some degree, but I've gotten braver, to keep it mildly. I've gotten braver, and the fight lives on. You know what I'm saying? You know, eat your vegetables, potassium, get your vitamins, all those things. All right. Peace.